on the Room podcast to talk about defending his CES World Bantamweight title on March 4th. Back at Bally's Twin River in Lincoln, Rhode Island is Jay, the Joker Perrin, man. What's up, bro? Welcome back to the show.
How you doing, brother? It's good to see you.
You too, my man. We've been, interviewing here and there about matchups, fights, and now here we go with a great matchup for New England and a great matchup for you to defend that title, man. Let's talk about how it came about in the matchup with Ashiek Ajim.
Originally, Ashiek wasn't the first choice. It's not even that he wouldn't. So basically, what they had told, I thought I was going to fight him anyway. I knew that I was going to eventually fight him because they were like, they were pushing him. I figured that if I was going to defend, and then if I didn't get signed, I would probably end up fighting him anyway. I was supposed to fight Chris Dissanel. That was who we were slated to fight. We actually had signed the contract for that, but then obviously CES got pushed back. So Chris got offered a Bellator fight, so he took that instead, and then we had Ashiek. So that's, you know what I mean? You know me, they just say a name, and I'm like, all right, whatever, dude. I don't really give a shit. No, you know what I mean? I'm going to beat him anyway. So, yeah, that's basically how that came about. So Ashiek they were saying, yeah, I had actually said it. I'm like, am I going to fight this guy? And they were like, nah, Ashiek doesn't really have that much experience. We'd like to build him up a little bit more before we give him to you. And I went, all right, word. So that's not going to happen. So we had Chris, and then obviously all that happened. So that's actually how that came about. So Ashiek was the second choice.
Well, here he is. All fights for CES, all his pro fights for CES. 5-1. His only hiccup was against Chris Motino, who is in the UFC, as we know, and who has fought for CES so many times, man. The experience level here is definitely in your favor, and the round and cage time and, title fights are in your favor.
Experience against better opponents.
As far as this fight compared to Dissanel, which I didn't know about, and Chris is definitely a great opponent and a really, really great fighter. What's the change up here in the opponent? Expecting Dissanel, who's more of a wrestler. Now you got Ashiek, who comes right at you and just wants to bang in the pocket there.
I mean, bro, I'm good with it all. It's nothing I haven't seen before. You know what I mean? Like here's the thing: is that I'm cool with the dogfight. I'm fine with that. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. I'm prepared for the best Ashiek is going to give me, but I know what the best Ashiek is going to give me, and it's what he gave against Chris Motino. You know what I mean? That's the best that Ashiek has looked, and he's, you know what I mean? It didn't end well for him, and I personally think that I'm better than Chris Motino. That's my own personal opinion. I've already stated my feelings about the whole thing with that, but I just don't. As far as like styles go, yeah, Chris Dissanel is more wild and sloppy on his feet, but he's better on the ground. But I don't think Ashiek's got shit on the ground. I don't think he's good at all on the ground. Actually, I've watched from the tape that I've watched. If it goes to the ground, dude, I'm gonna fucking eat him alive. It's gonna be absolutely like he's got a good chance in the first 3 minutes. I really am gonna say that he's a dangerous. He's got good, clean boxing in the first minute. He's got a lot of tells that. Yeah, again, the experience is just going to play in. He's in a big spot. This is his first big spot. You know what I mean? That like well, that's not true. Motino was a first big step up in competition for him, because I would say that Motino and I are in the upper echelon of the New England. Even with my feelings for him, I still think that he would be up there. And he fought that guy, and Motino didn't move his head. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't go backwards. He doesn't have footwork. You know what I mean? He comes forward and he just throws stuff at you. And she couldn't put him out. He put it, you know what I mean? Like he almost did, but he didn't. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, but didn't. And you know what I mean? I just don't see anything special about Ashiek that I haven't experienced before and been able to navigate quite well. Josh Smith hit hard too. You know what I mean? Most of his finishes were first round finishes. You know what I mean? And yeah. I think that Josh is a better grappler than Ashiek is. So, the style wise, I mean, I'm cool with it. I think that my boxing's just as good. You know what I mean? If not better. And I got the advantage on the ground. So the longer the fight goes, we all know that I get better as time goes on. And Ashiek has notoriously proven that as time goes on, he does not. So the longer this fight goes, the more of a nightmare it's going to become for him, because he's never been to a third round. And you're gonna go 5, you've gassed in the second. So if you've never been to a third and you think you're gonna go 4 and 5 with someone like me, you better be moving your hand. Your whole camp better have been cardio, because it's gonna be I'm gonna crush you under the pressure that I'm gonna put forward.
Well, watching him and listening to him on social media, the past few days and, a little bit in the past, he's saying this is the best camp, the best shape he's ever been in. It has to be. He's facing the champ here, and it's a huge fight. CES having their first fight back and at Bally's Twin River and for the bantamweight title. Um, do you think he's changing anything up? Do you think he may
No.
try to, take the ground? Because I know he does have some credentials as far as, some jiu-jitsu. We haven't seen it yet because he's knocking people out other than,
I've watched
Motino. But
jiu-jitsu.
all right, so what
I've
are you
seen it.
thinking? So is this just a fight that you expect to walk through? Like you said, the
No,
first 3
no,
minutes. Like,
absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, I don't. No, I never expect that. I expect that, and maybe that's what is misinterpretation of what I'm saying. I work my fucking balls off, Steve. You know what I mean? Like, so everybody is gonna say it's the best camp they've had. They say that every camp, every fight. It's like a basic response to questions now. I can't tell you how many times I've said this is the greatest camp I've ever had and not believed it. You know what I mean? So, um, obviously he's going to say shit like that. Do I think I'm going to walk through him? No, I think it's going to be absolute hell for the first 3 minutes. Absolutely, I do. I think that as time goes on, he's going to get slower, and I don't. And that's just, and he broke to backward or forward pressure and volume strikes. And then as soon as they started grappling at all, that man lost every ounce of power he had in those hands, and it's happened more than once. You know what I mean? It's happened more than one time. So you know, I have supreme confidence in myself. Why wouldn't I? Why shouldn't I have at this point? What reason is there for anybody to believe that I can't and won't beat just about anybody? You know what I
well,
mean? So I mean, it's not that I think that the guy's bad. I think that he's just not as experienced as I. I think that he'll get somewhere eventually, but not today. You know what I mean? Like not on March 4th. Not this time. You're gonna have to take this ass whooping and go back to the fucking drawing board. And then all the best for your future, bro. I'm sure that you're gonna do great. But I'm not the one, bro. You know what I mean? Like I'm not 2-6. You get what I'm saying, Steve? I'm not 2-6. I'm not 6-4 off a 2-year layoff. All right? I'm not. Okay. I train with the best in the world every fucking day, as hard as I can. Sometimes twice a day. I four days a week. I'm in there 2 times a day for 10 hours a day. I don't want to hear that this guy's got some kind of something special for me that the best people in the world have not shown me. You know what I mean? But I just don't. I don't believe that at all. And from his skill set to all of the tape that we've watched, there's nothing this guy has for me that I haven't seen. Okay. Anytime someone's been a boxer, I've outboxed them. Anytime someone's been a wrestler, I've out wrestled them. It's just proofs in the pudding at this point. So like again, I have more experience against better opponents with more finishes in bigger spots. I don't want to fucking hear that this guy has all of this shit over me. He doesn't. He has 5 knockouts. I have 6 finishes, and 5 of them are by rear naked choke. Like I don't want to. You know what I mean? Like
well,
I'm through being humble about it.
wait,
I'm going to go in there. I'm going to put my hands on Ashiek in the second or third round. I'm going to finish this fight, and then I'm going to move on. And that's pretty much it. I'm here to get my check and my second belt and the profile picture, and then I'm getting the fuck out of there. You know what I mean? That's pretty much it.
well, Jay, it'll be, your first defending of the CES title. And do you think, or do you know, with a win here and defending that title, you are on your way? Is there any chance Jay is going to have to, defend that title again or defend another title? Or
Um,
do you think this is your ticket, with a win here to the UFC?
every fight might be a ticket. You know what I mean? At this point in my career, like any fight that I go forward with, but like I don't know, Tony Gravely had to defend it more than once. You know what I mean? So, and he's in there, and he's been in the UFC for a minute. So like I can't look further ahead than what I got in front of me, type thing. You know what I mean? Like I said, dude, I'm not looking past Ashiek at all. Like I prepare, even though I talk a ton of shit. That's just who I am. that doesn't mean that I'm not preparing for the very best version of this person. You know what I mean? I hope that he comes in with fucking D1 All American Wrestling, because I've shut that shit down before. You know what I mean? So um, I hope he's the best version of himself that night, because I don't want an excuse when I beat him. But after this, if I do win, you know what I mean? Like I've been asked that question so many times before, so many fights, dude, that like it's not even worth getting hopes up over. You know what I mean? Either I do or I don't. You know, I don't know. The only thing I can do is press forward and stay active. I want to fight 3 times this year at the very least, and you know, I got to get that done in March, and then we'll have 2 more. And if it takes 2 more, it takes 2 more. If it takes 10 more, it takes 10 more. You know what I mean? I have a job to do no matter what, and sitting and bitching about when and where I get in and how I get in isn't going to help me. I just have to fucking get in there and do the work, and I do, you know. So I don't know. I don't know how to answer that, you know, because it's not up to me. It's not in my control whether I get signed or not. I just choked Josh Smith to death. I got like that video got like 80,000 views or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like if there was an opportunity, you know, for me to jump in, maybe, but like, I don't know. You know what I mean? I can't speak to that. So I'm just gonna focus on Sheik and defending my belt, and then whatever other belt I have to, the real belts, because they're handing out fake ones these days. Um, if I have to defend that one against whoever, then I'll do that. You know, I'm just whatever gets me closer. Doesn't matter. You know, I'm trying to get paid. At this point, if I win this one, though, I'll say this: the price goes up. So that means that would be 4 title fights and 4 title victories. So in a row, 4-0, and one of the best prospects in the country. My price is going up.
Number one in New England. We can't forget
You know
that
what I
either,
mean?
brother.
And you know what I mean? And one day soon, I will be one of the best in the world. So yeah, I'm not. You know, that's really the one incentive, a bigger incentive other than defending my title and proving again that I'm the king of this place. Um, you know, I'm gonna start getting paid better. So
Excellent. Last question before I
yes, sir.
let you, you know, give you shout outs, sponsors or anything like that. Dude, you're on an all-star lineup here, man. I mean, you're not the only title fight. And, you know, CES, as we mentioned, is going back to Twin Rivers and Lincoln, man. How, even though you've been training in Vegas, living in Vegas, how excited are you to get back to CES's home and be able to, you know, defend that title in front of crowd? And, you know, a lot of guys that are, you know, that's their home base also as fighters, man.
You know, I remember watching Sook and Cody Nordby back in Twin River, and I remember that being the craziest shit I had ever seen. So it's cool, man. Like, I mean, like I have a lot of respect for Sook. Like again, I have nothing against. You know, there's a lot of people that like people think that I am outright just disrespectful to everybody, and that's not true. It's just, you know, I don't like certain ones of you because you're frauds. And but like Sook was one of those fighters I watched as a kid that was like, damn, I fucking like this guy. I wish I want to fight like this guy. Him and Bissett and all these people, you know what I mean? They came from CES, Rebello, you know what I mean? The Mangler, you know what I mean? You know, and all these people that I really looked up to, you know, I watched through CES. You know, like I didn't like Cage Titans wasn't a thing for me when I was a kid. Not that I don't like Cage Titans or anything like that, but I just didn't go to those shows. And the, you know, Sweetbread, even Cupcakes, you know what I mean, was a CES fighter at one point. You know what I mean? Like those were all staples, and to be able to be like a part of that, you know what I mean, in the New England history, I hold the belt in a place where all of these people made their claims and made their marks on the sport. So I mean, like for me, I'm very humbled by that, and like I take it very seriously, and that's why I take my preparation very seriously, because I want to be considered one of the best. When people talk about me, at least where I'm from, I need them to say, hey, this man, he was one of the greatest we had ever seen do this. He won everything. Every time he said he was going to do something, he did. And so yeah, man, it's cool, and it's also a casino, so the hotel room should be nice, right, Pat?
Yeah,
Fire
it's
that up.
you know, I'm excited to get back there and you know, see the action and just be in that atmosphere. So
Yep.
last thing, man, we're 4 weeks out, bro. A lot to do, a lot to you know, a lot to do, man. But you know, shout out anything you want to shout out before I let you go. There'll be a lot of interviews coming your way. You're gonna be talking for the next 4 weeks, bro. So shout out any sponsors, any social media, anything you want to say before I let you get back to you know, your way of life there.
Man, the camp, I'm not gonna be fake. It's been a tough ass camp this whole time. It's been a very challenging camp this time around, and good. You know what I mean? Great. I'm happy for the challenge, and I'm happy that I get to display my skill set against a guy who's gonna come and gonna fight me. I'm excited. I wake up every morning excited for this fight, and that's what gets me going. Is that I know that this guy could hurt me. He could. It's very possible. So, um, I'm very grateful for my coaches, and I'm grateful for my teammates that have really rallied around me since I've been here. Um, the entire city of Las Vegas, you know what I mean, seems like its own really tight knit community, really, in the MMA community. So I get to see all walks of life. So thanks to all of those people and my teammates, especially my sponsors, Iridium Sports Agency, um, my manager Lance. You know what I mean? Everybody that's been involved in the camp has been great. You know, uh, Going forward, who knows what happens next, guys? But what's going to happen on March 4th is that I'm going to put a man in the dirt along with the rest of them, and eventually, you guys are going to have to build a graveyard around all the people that I beat. So, um, look, Ashiek, you got a lot of promise. You probably have a great future, but 5-2 is that future. All right, because it's going to be five, Matino, and me. Because there's no shot you work harder than me, you work better than me. There's no way that you're going to outwit or outdog me. All right, so you can make it technical or you can make it a dog fight. Either way, I'm coming out of there with my hand raised and your head in my other one. So, you know, safe training. I hope that everything goes well, and I'll see you on March 4th because I'm coming to get my check and my belt.
There you go. Jay the Joker Perrin, the CES World Bantamweight Champion, ready to go to war on March 4th at Bally's Twin River in Lincoln, Rhode Island. Jay, man, look forward to seeing everything going on as far as CES promoting this card, man. I'll be there cage side with the boys, checking on this fire that's going to be happening,
Gang,
bro.
gang, 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 gang.
You have a
Yep.
great.
Thank you, Steve, and thank you to everybody else and all of my supporters back home. I forgot to mention them. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? It's hard being out here by yourself, but when you have all these people at home rooting you on, and you remember why you're doing it. So I really appreciate all my fans and my friends and my family and everybody that's lent a hand over the last few months. It's some of it has been fucking hard. I won't even lie to you. You know what I mean? And I've gotten more help from people out of just the kindness of their hearts. You know what I mean? And I don't feel I deserve that all the time, but they do. So from the bottom of my heart, for all the people that have helped me over the last few months, I cannot thank you enough. And you are the reason why I'm working so hard, because your faith in me will never be misplaced. It will never. Your trust in me to do what I need to do will never ever be misjudged. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, and get ready for March 4th because I'm gonna put something on for you.